Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sell More Book Show, episode 596. I'm Brian Cohen from Best Page Forward, joined by Kelsie Haas, romance author with amazing body positive plots and characters, spreading great messages throughout the world, and selling a heck of a lot of books. That's why she's got a warehouse. How are you, Kelsie?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here again.
Yay, good. I'm happy too. We've talked about how your husband is a CPA. He was actually my CPA for a little while there, and he did a great job. And my wonder is, do you feel like having a numbers dude in the house has made a difference? Do you feel like everyone should go marry a CPA and then it will boost their author business? How has that dynamic played out with your author business, do you think?
I think if you were to put this in terms of book tropes, it would be labeled opposites attract.
I like.
It's been nice because I can bounce business ideas off of him, and I think that he really encourages me to take risks from a business perspective that maybe I wouldn't with my creative brain. Because when you're writing and you're creating these stories and you hear so many indie authors who work alone, it's scary to think about bringing on help. But when he's been in the business world and working with businesses, with employees, he's like, yes, obviously this is the next step. And here's the numbers that support that next step.
Yeah.
And here's our lifestyle that supports the next step. So it's been really helpful in that way.
This is the hard thing, I think, for a lot of authors. Here's the cycle I've seen so many times over. I got an assistant and they were bad, so I just decided to do everything myself forever. I've seen it.
I can feel that.
I've seen it so many times. I mean, like, how do you suggest an author who's had that experience break the cycle because of just how valuable it is to have help?
So hiring and finding talent is a skill that you can develop.
I like that.
That's been the biggest thing for me, is learning how to attract the right people to your business and to apply to the business, and deciding more, am I hiring someone because of their skill set, or am I hiring someone because they're a personality and mindset fit to the team? So I love hiring my readers. Anytime I create a new position, I send it out to my readers list, because I know anyone who comes on then understands me and what I'm trying to do and is on board with that. That's been my biggest shift in hiring.
I love that you said that, because when I'm coaching with my Pathfinders group, authors who are earning over $2,500 a month, we have a group of about 30 people. I always say, reach out to your super fans first, because they're believers in the mission already. They don't have to be explained, like, what do you write? How does it work? What do I do? Like, they're already in it, and they already come in with something a lot of employees to a place don't come in with, which is like a desire for the business owner to succeed.
1,000%. And I have several, three people on the team who were reader hires, and they've all been with me. 2 of them have been with me for over a year. One of them is coming up on a year, and they are just such rock stars. They're so talented at what they do, and they also understand our readers because they are readers, and I feel like it makes them offer a better service.
I love that. Yeah, I absolutely agree. So, yay. I'm glad we're spreading this message. It's important. I hope everyone listening, even if you're not necessarily making a lot of money from your books yet, I mean, getting someone to do 5 hours a week or something is going to expand your capacity, and that's how you sell more books.
1,000%. It frees up so much more time for the things that you are really good at.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. So a couple of weeks back, we had a question. What is your favorite thing about being an author? And I'll ask you this in a second, Kelsie, but Tori Saleh said, figuring out the next part of the plot, especially if I've been stuck for a while. Christine Isley Farmer said, working on my next book, which is a poetry book. Love that. And Karen Thompson said, making the characters as nice or not so nice as I like. Very nice, Karen. Kelsie, what is your favorite part of being an author?
I agree with all of these people. I love writing. Sounds like we all have that in common.
I mean, this is why you hire help, so that you can do more of what you like. You can do more of the writing. Love it. Love it. Great answers, everybody. Remember, you can answer the question of the week over at the Sell More Book Show After Party Facebook group. The 9-figure book launch is our top story. I am so pleased as punch that Kelsie just knew we were going to talk about this, so she went to this launch. She just knew. She just had a feeling. You were so over-prepared. I love it. So let's go into it. Multi-millionaire Alex Hormozi recently used a webinar, his reputation, and a massive audience to clear over $100 million in one weekend for the book launch of his book, $100 Million Money Models, according to the Email Marketing Show. And the lessons from this launch may help you to make your next book launch or Kickstarter a success. One key takeaway from the book launch's success is that trust is important. Hormozi built his reputation with readers by over-delivering on his promises and producing consistent content that helps his audience to succeed. Without having built a trustworthy brand and an audience of passionate fans, his wildly successful book launch could have been more of a crash landing. Even with legions of passionate fans, many still need time to get truly excited about your book. Hormozi announced his book launch to his audience a full 6 weeks prior and by invitation. Quote, by positioning this as an invitation, the first thing Hormozi is doing is saying this is an event, says Kennedy, host of the Email Marketing Show. It's not just a book. It's not just a launch. He's creating an event out of it that produces a shared emotional response, says Kennedy. Announcing the event 6 weeks ahead of time gave him lots of opportunity to hype the event over social media, YouTube, and email, each time providing proof of how he's helped you and others in a variety of ways. Finally, don't be afraid to sell your book by telling people how you are going to help them above and beyond everything you've done for them in the past. For instance, Hormozi told his readers, quote, of everything I've taught you, this book will teach you the most, end quote, which positioned his book above everything else he's already shown his audience. Tactics Hormozi used to sell more books to more people included using bonuses, free tickets, and exclusive offers unavailable once the launch closes. So you can click the link in our show notes to learn more. Kelsie, you sat through this whole thing. I didn't even know you did before we said we were going to do this story. Obviously, this is a nonfiction launch. This is a webinar style. They're not just selling $5, $20 books. They're selling $6,000 packages to get 200 books to donate to people, is kind of how he framed it. There are thousands of dollars per month coaching packages that he's selling on the back of this. So making $100 million from this launch makes a little more sense when you know that info. But still, this is a book launch, and he made $100 million. What were your thoughts being on the call?
I think the biggest thing that it challenged me to think about in my own business is about the value of the upsell. Like, he wasn't just offering a book. He had a $6,000 offer attached. I think it was $5,998.
Yep.
To be specific. I was thinking, like, what can we do as fiction authors to replicate that value to our audience while we have so many extra eyes on our products with the launch? You know, we send out emails, we post on social, Amazon sends their blasts, you know, you have authors share. What can we offer to our readers that feels as valuable as Alex Hormozi made that offer feel?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Over the years, there have been people who say selling your book and offering bonuses is not allowed. Why? Why not? And then there have been witch hunts about it. I remember this. very clearly. There were witch hunts around offering bonuses. I mean, let's say Alex Hormozy did get dropped by Amazon here for violating terms of service. Oh no, poor Alex. He would be so sad. So sad. But the fact that this guy made $100 million offering his book, people are buying this on Amazon, they're buying it on other places, and the guy hasn't been taken off Amazon and probably won't be, goes to show that I think the whole witch hunt thing around bonuses was probably a little silly.
A little bit. I'll agree with that.
Yeah. So, what else, Kelsie, do you think there is to learn from this? So you talked about the value of the bonuses. What else is like a big lesson for you on maybe not making 100 million from a launch, but making more money from a launch, let's say?
I think the fact of how big he went with it, because I'm on his email list, I'm getting targeted his Facebook ads, and here you are getting several text messages a day. Hey, I'm live. Will you join me? Hey, I'm live. I have this offer. An email that says, I don't want you to miss out on this. So first of all, the fear that a lot of authors have about sending multiple emails a month or a week is a false premise, because he made $100 million, and I don't think you make that much money maybe without annoying people, but if you're annoying people that much, they wouldn't be spending money on you.
Right.
So I think just going big for the attention is one thing, and then really the way that he sells, if you watched the live, you can tell he sells through stories. So our storytelling ability is a major strength. We can talk about the writing of the book. We can talk about how we related to the characters. There are so many ways that we can leverage our stories as authors to be more successful too.
Yeah. I love that. It's selling can be about pain points. Selling can be about stories. I like the story method a lot better because we're authors. We like telling stories.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right. You got a question for me?
I do. I was wondering how an author can use Hormozy's launch to improve a Kickstarter campaign.
So when you look at the tactics in this, it kind of was a Kickstarter, just all done from his own stuff. You have, in a Kickstarter, you have the lower tiers, you have the middle tiers, you have the higher tiers. That's what Alex had in this. He had the lower tiers. His mid tier was $6,000, $5,998. His high tier was the coaching package. Really, he had kind of a 3-tier offer here, with various upsells, various things you could get on the back end. And that was exactly what you need for a Kickstarter. He did it live, which I always love when people launch Kickstarters live. I launched my Kickstarter. I hit the button. I'm sharing my screen, and I hit the button on the screen, and then I post the link in the chat. That's how live I get with those kind of Kickstarters.
That's awesome.
And it's so fun. And yes, you're terrified something's going to break, but like it works. And people have that urgency, and people have that excitedness, and people are more willing in a social environment to potentially jump into something. And I would say that, $30 million of his $100 million here that he earned from this launch are probably, well, other people are doing it, so I should probably do it too.
Yeah, that is powerful, because you don't want to be left out, or worse, left behind.
There's the FOMO, and then there's the FOMO when you see other people FOMOing, and it's a lot of FOMO. And it works.
Yeah, and if you followed him on YouTube or anywhere else, you might have seen a few cringe moments, but you probably got a few good ideas as well. So there's probably some value that's going to come out of this.
Yeah. I mean, this dude, he's posted hour-long just free content on there that's all freaking gold when it comes to selling for entrepreneurship. He definitely had my trust, despite the cringe moments that I have also seen.
Yes, exactly.
So, We're back, Kelsie. Round 2 of the lightning round. So you can submit your same answers before or go in a different direction for the
Let's
lightning
mix it
sound.
up. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Ooh, that was good. That was like a mix between a whip cracking and just like a circuit fizzling, and I liked it. I liked it.
Yes, that's the vibe.
Good. I got it. So, as a mom of little kids who runs a 6-figure author business, how do you balance it all?
So I am so excited to answer this.
Yeah, good.
It has looked different at every stage of the author business. If I could take you back to the beginning when I was just started writing and we were fostering our boys, I would ask my husband for 2 nights a week. It was Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we would put the boys to bed at 7:30, and then I would go from 7:30 to 11:30 to Starbucks, and I would close it down with my 4 hours a night.
Love that.
It was great.
Amazing.
And then of course I'd use my lunch breaks at work because we were both working full time. And then eventually when I went full time with my author business, I had a nanny that would come for 6 hours a day. And I would work for 6 hours a day and then watch the boys until my husband got home from his work. And then eventually I got to the point where my husband could stay home as a stay-at-home dad. So that's the that's the phase that we're in now.
Yep.
And I have a team of employees, so I'm really not in it alone. And the other part of support that's really helped me just juggling everything, because it is a lot, is I have a group of author friends who understand both the business and the season of life that I'm in. So that really helps too, to get feedback on areas where I can do better or areas where it's hard for me, but it's also hard for everyone else. So maybe I'm not completely failing everywhere.
Having that sounding board is so important. I'm glad you have that. I feel like not enough authors have that.
It's very rare and it's very special. So if you get it, hang on.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that answer. I love you sharing kind of the different stages of it. And it's always going to take a little bit of help. You don't have to do it all on your own, which I appreciate.
Yes. And I was thinking back to when I was listening to the show as a newbie author. And if I would have heard someone come on and say, well, I have a team and my husband stays at home, I would have felt really helpless. But I just, if you have a listener who's a mom and has young children, I just really encourage her to like start where she can and work her way up, because it doesn't need to start the way that you're going. You can get there over time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Which leads into our next question for you to me.
I have a question, Brian.
Oh, you do? Oh my goodness.
Yes. Okay. What can authors do to get the support they need for childcare and life during book deadlines and launches?
So I think a lot of authors get nervous about trying to get their, if they are married or they have a partner, trying to get their spouse's support because they're used to being the helper and they're the ones who do all the helping. If you've never asked, consider it. First and foremost, you don't know if you'll be rejected. You may get all the support you want just from asking. But I know not everybody is in the situation where they can just ask and get support. And so it is helpful sometimes to tap into other members of your family. It is helpful sometimes to reach out to your community. When we got flooded, we don't have any family close by. And so we were able to get some help from family, but we got a lot of help from friends. We had a friend who the day after the flood helped make my daughter's lunch for camp because they were going to the same camp, and gave a lift. That was like childcare that we got from a friend. It does not always have to be something that you pay for. I'm a big advocate of paying for childcare if you don't have any other solution there. But like if you don't have family that can help, tap into your friends. People want to help people. They want to get karma points. They want to get something. And that's the thing I always try to tell my team. So there is kind of an understood, if someone on my team is struggling with something, I will Instacart them stuff to like help them out. I will help them de-stress, de-sick, whatever.
I love
And
that.
thank you. I like doing it. And what I tell them is, because they want to say no, I say, you saying yes makes me feel better. And that usually helps them like to feel like, oh, okay, I'm actually doing something bad by not accepting the help. And so I always try to frame it in a way like, no, this is not inconveniencing me. It's inconveniencing me for you to say no. And so that helps a little bit. But like, ask. Sometimes just asking solves the problem.
They're always, I think as authors, sometimes we can be uncreative in our real life.
True.
But there are always creative solutions. My son had a really good friend and they went to ninja gym together, like American Ninja
Nice.
Warrior
Yep.
gym. And if his friend's grandma was working, we were happy to bring him along with us and sit with him for the hour that they were at ninja gym together, and vice versa. You know, if one of us was sick, she was happy to pick him up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It doesn't have to be 8 hours of childcare a day. It can be checking into the YMCA for the free, 2 hours of childcare, or tag teaming with a friend and being like, I'll watch your kids for an afternoon if you watch my kids. So I think there are tons of possibilities out there.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So, Kelsie, you're on camera a lot in your reels. A lot of authors struggle to do this. Do you have any tips for people who are camera shy on social media?
So the first thing that popped into my head is, have you considered becoming obsessed with your reflection?
I love that. Can you elaborate?
I'm just kidding. I feel like there
Yeah.
was like, when I was growing up, there was that idea that if you were posting selfies on Facebook, you were self-obsessed. But now, so my official advice is that if you are thinking maybe you want to be on camera and you're nervous about it, you have to go into it with a plan and a desired outcome. So for me, when I'm posting on social media, I want to sell books. I want readers to find my books and to fall in love with them. And I've tested a lot of different styles of videos, and I've tried, music over, or text over music, over a video of my husband, or over a video of a nature scene, or of someone, walking, like tons of different things. And time again, the videos with my face in it perform better organically and as ads. So then it's less like, how do I look and sound on this video, and more about, I'm creating this video to get body positive romance in the hands of more readers.
I love
So no one's a natural on camera, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll feel with it. So practice is important too.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And the self-obsession doesn't hurt.
I mean, try it out sometime.
Try it out. Try it out. Awesome. You've got a question for me.
I do. So more and more authors are hiring out their social media content, but results are mixed. How do you ensure you actually get a positive return on investment from hiring this out?
It is tough hiring things. And it is tough, especially if, you're like Kelsie, you get more from your face than you do from other things. And so you could also consider just hiring out part of the process, the posting, the text, the captions, the whatever, and you do one part of it. You don't have to necessarily have someone do every single part of the process if you already know that your videos with you in them do the most. I think it's about just becoming more efficient. Like, there are things I can't hand out in my business. I can't hand out the Sell More Book Show if I want to keep hosting it. I can't hand out doing webinars that I want to run if I do it. But I can hand out the editing process, which I hand out for the Sell More Book Show. I can get away with someone else uploading the actual video replays. Like, there are ways to hand off part of a process You don't have to do every single thing. I was talking to an author the other day about $50 problems versus $5,000 problems. You don't have to solve the $50 problems in your business, but if you spend all your time on that, you won't be able to make the $5,000 from solving the $5,000 problems. And that's what we want.
That's very true. Actually, this morning, Brian, it's perfect that you mentioned that because I went to my warehouse and I filmed a video of me packing up in several different clips. And I texted it to my social media person and I said, hey, will you clip this together and send it to me so I can voice it over?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the video and you'll get my voice on it, but I didn't have to spend, it probably would have taken me 20 to 30 minutes to clip it all together the way that it looks good, but that's her talent and her skill and she can do it. And I can do fun things like be on the podcast with you.
I love it. I'm glad she did it. And I'm glad you handed that off. That's a beautiful thing.
Me too.
Last but not least, what creative or new marketing strategy has your interest these days, Kelsie?
So right now, I'm really interested in collaborations with other authors and other business owners online. It's kind of feeling like the OG author swap, newsletter swaps.
Yep.
But I feel like there's so much potential with people who have trusted audiences, maybe in fields different than books, but it might overlap in some way. Like for me, maybe plus size fashion or fitness would be a good overlap. And so I'm thinking that if we can both introduce each other's audiences to something that they'll enjoy, it could be a low cost way to reach new readers and also a good partnership for both of us.
I love that. I think you can always build your audience by connecting with another audience that gets the same product. And if that's not in the book world, who cares? Break the rules. Try something
different.
Break
all of them.
Break all the rules. Who needs them? Love it, love it, love it. Kelsie, we need a question of the week. We talked about Hormozi's launch. We talked about dealing with your kids. We talked about reels and social media and other stuff. What, if anything, do you want to ask?
I'm curious, what's one thing that they want to outsource in their author business?
I love it. You want to outsource in your author business. Beautiful. Y'all, you can answer the question of the week over at the Sell More Book Show website, sellmorebookshow.com, or the Sell More Book Show After Party Facebook group. You can go to either of those and answer. Go check out KelsieHaas.com. Read some great books. And Kelsie, I was so glad you were able to join us this week. The full circle. Years later, coming back and getting to co-host this show for a couple episodes that you listened to when you were a wee baby author. And I was so glad that you were here. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for inspiring me and for giving other authors and myself a place to go and learn more and develop our skills.
You're very welcome. I'm happy to do it. Happy to be here. We are coming up on 600 at some point here. We're just a few episodes away. No idea what I'm doing or who's co-hosting with me, but we'll figure it out. So for Kelsie, I'm Brian. We'll have another great guest next week. I hope you have a great week of book selling, everybody. And we'll be back for episode 597. Bye.
Bye.